Alright, welcome back to the channel. Warhammer Man back in the studio, about to take a look at this year's exclusive event miniatures and how you can get them. If you're new to the channel, make sure to like and subscribe for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, and Warcry content as well. So here we have a bunch of events, obviously every year, and offered at those events are exclusive miniatures for purchase, sometimes given away in a care package, but usually for sale. You've already seen the superb store anniversary and Black Library celebration miniatures, but they are not the only commemorative releases in store for 2022. Now it's time to reveal this year's exclusive event miniatures, which you'll be able to pick up at Warhammer events around the world. For Warhammer 40,000 comes the sword-swinging Primaris company champion. These formidable warriors of the Adeptus Astartes defend their chapter's honor on the battlefield, armed with a devastating master-crafted power sword and skills honed over countless duels. So we see here a Primaris, basically looks like a Blade Guard veteran without a shield. And he has the sword in two hands, sort of like plunging it forward towards a foe. He has the like sort of knight looking style helmet, a little bit more of like the kind of pointed knight flip down helmet, and then little laurel around his head as well. Definitely like the detail on this model. The pose is nice. It's super unique. We haven't really seen anything like this previously. There are some pretty cool Blade Guard veteran options in the full kit, but again, nothing quite this cool yet. I really like this miniature. He is definitely awesome and will be something I personally will be going after myself. The Primaris Company Champion even has an entirely new datasheet for use in Legends games of Warhammer 40,000. Loaded with 3 deadly blade stances, you can also use him in other games, perhaps as a particularly cool squad leader or even the Emperor's Champion. So 3 blade stances, I'm assuming that's similar to like the Blade Champion for the Adeptus Custodes has, where he can use his weapon in 3 different ways, and each one has like different stat lines. Either like like obviously that model has the 2 separate blades or the 1 big blade, but he has 3 actual different stat lines that you can use for the same model. I'm assuming that's what they're getting at. But here we see a different angle, so very cool. I do like this a lot. The rosary in his hand, and then he's holding the sword double-handed. He has a different sort of like more elaborate looking gauntlets. Really like the helmet. I love that style. Very cool. Yeah, that's a nice looking model for sure. And for Warhammer Age of Sigmar, meet Mugruk Dawacha. This SWAMPCALLA shaman believes he's found a new way of observing the battlefield using a special seeing eye rock, but it's really nothing more than a neat hat. So he has basically got his eyes covered up with a leather strap, and then he has apparently a rock on his head that is painted to look like an eye. And then he is holding a stick that essentially has like 4 fingers on it that have like bone claws, looks like from like a dragon or some sort of large beast, as like tips to it. And then there's like a couple little potions hanging down, some little like squig style memorabilia, and then he has some cool spikes coming up on his like backpack slash like shoulders. Nice looking model, very nice looking. I really like this. He's obviously got like a robe kind of shaman looking thing going on here. Wearing a blindfold won't keep this malodorous mage from getting stuck in with a bogbark staff, and he's brewing up a bevy of elixirs to empower the venom-tipped weapons of his fellow kruleboyz. Mugruk isn't accompanied by a pot grot, but he can still jab at foes with his own backup stabba. So we see like the side, he has sort of like a layered kind of like shell looking thing going on, kind of like a sort of like a little armadillo-esque. Definitely a nice looking model. I really like this. Like to get my hands on that one as well. I like that his like cloak is like pieced together from like a bunch of pieces of cloth, and then they're like stitched together to make the one big one. Yeah, very nice looking model. Love the detail on this. You'll be able to acquire these miniatures at Warhammer events throughout 2022, such as Adepticon, which is taking place from the 23rd to the 27th of March in Schaumburg, Illinois. You can still register for tickets, so this just kind of goes into like an Adepticon ad, but I believe these same models should be available at like all different events throughout the US, so you should be able to get them through, resale as well, probably for quite a bit of a markup. But I would imagine these guys are going to come in right around like $35 a piece. Very nice looking models though. I like both of them. Definitely like to get my hand on both of these guys. I do like the Kruleboy like hag kind of looking model, but I think this one looks way better. Definitely fits like my personal style and aesthetic a little bit more. So I would like to grab that one up for Warcry. And then this dude is awesome. You could obviously use him for like any, regular like champion or character or whatever in your army. Very, very nice looking model. Company champion is awesome. So let me know what you think. Are you excited for these models? Are you going to be able to go to one of these events like Adepticon and pick them up, or Golden Demon, etc., one of these other ones? Is it easier to get these in the UK if you're like right near, like the Warhammer world or something like that? I'm not really sure how that works. Do they have like a ton of events where you're able to access them, or is it more like the large conventions like what we have here in the United States? Definitely curious to hear from people in other countries. Is it difficult to get a hold of these? Like where I'm at, we don't have a actual Games Workshop store anywhere around here. So it's very hard to get like the actual Games Workshop store models, except for going through like third party, obviously, unless they are also offered to regular stores or available like limited time on the website. So I wish they did do that kind of thing. I understand that they want to incentivize people to go to these events, and it is definitely like a bonus to Adepticon. I'm not really sure if it like swings people that were like, oh, I wasn't going to go to Adepticon, but these models are so awesome. I think it's more like an added bonus for the people that are going anyway. So, which is cool. I definitely like that. It gives you a bonus to look forward to and a little extra something for going to these events. So I know everything is starting to kind of reopen in different amounts in different places, different. So I'm not sure how big any of these specific events will be, but I like to think that they'll all go back to where they were before and hopefully bigger if, we can continue to theoretically grow the hobby and get it back to where it used to be with in-person meetups and tournaments and games and all that good stuff. So let me know what you think down below. Make sure to like and subscribe for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, and Warcry content as well. Everything from reactions, reviews, and previews to obviously unboxings as well. Always share my opinion on everything coming out. And then we are a commission-based studio, so we always show off our models as they come out of the studio. And then I always do tutorials on painting, conversions, magnetizations, lighting, and pretty much anything else I can help to share with the community to further it and make it better. And then of course, list down below all the paints used, the techniques, and then of course like magnet sizes and all that. So make sure you like and subscribe, share it with your friends. Warhammer Man Studios, I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.